Zadondaini, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. In today's video, we are talking about manga, but more specifically, we are talking about my manga collection. And also, we're going to be briefly discussing My Hero Academia Vigilantes. This is not the review for Volume 9, but what it is it's a video to let you guys know to get it now. Because yeah, freaking Vigilantes volumes 1 through 9 are all out here in America. But on top of that, there are also school briefs and the latest edition, freaking tag team missions. And of course, My Hero Academia Normal is now up through volume 26. At least over here in America. Obviously, over in Japan, it's a lot more, but we're not going to get into that right now. But the reason that I bring up My Hero Academia Vigilantes is because of the fact that Volume 26 is actually a really special volume. I've mentioned before that people should not read Volume 26 until they read My Hero Academia Volume number 9. Vigilantes has so much for Aizawa and Shirakumo's story. I mean, freaking Shirakumo is on the side, as well as obviously having a prominent place alongside Aizawa on the front cover. So, obviously, you know that this is going to be the chapter of a lot of crazy, crazy moments. But what this also is that this is the end of Shirakumo. Volume 9 is one of the most heart-wrenching of all of the volumes of My Hero Academia. I haven't read it yet in paper form, but I have absolutely read the volume in digital format, and when I say it is a heart-wrenching chapter, it is a heart-wrenching volume. There aren't enough words to describe what I mean by this. This volume tells the story of a man who was broken by the loss of a friend. This is Aizawa's story. To know all of this is heart-wrenching, especially when we get to volume 26 in the normal My Hero Academia. All of this is heartbreaking, and that is the important thing to take away from that. But you might notice, like I said, that this is not a Vigilantes video. This is a manga video. And that can actually be very well explained by my freaking background being that of every single one of my manga. So today is going to be a breakdown of every single manga that I own and how much I actually recommend it. Also, if you guys want to see my manga list or my anime list, I'm also going to be including those down in the description below, so definitely do go and check those out. And there might be a video about my anime list very soon, so definitely go look at that soon. But yeah. Oh boy, where do we even begin? Obviously, alphabetically, with that of Ascendance of a Bookworm. Honestly, I love this light novel. Haven't gotten around to actually reading the manga yet, and obviously, if you guys are looking at this, you might realize that those 3 volumes are pushed forward a little bit. That's my way of telling myself, you need to read this. Basically, I'm behind. I've watched the anime, and pretty much the anime and manga, or anime and light novel, are very similar. The light novel is a little bit better. I just have a lot of difficulties reading, like actual books. Don't say because obviously I don't care. But yeah, honestly, fantastic manga, and I absolutely do recommend both the manga and the light novel, and obviously the main anime that's come around. Next up is that of Assassination Classroom and Blue Exorcist, two of the first manga that I actually got. Back when I was first starting to actually get into manga during the summer of 2018, I decided, you know what, I'm going to get three manga. I'm going to get My Hero Academia, I'm going to get Blue Exorcist, and I'm going to get Assassination Classroom. These manga are honestly, or the animes were really important, especially early on in my anime binging career. And honestly, I absolutely love the shows. And with both Blue Exorcist and Assassination Classroom being over with their animes, I thought, okay, manga probably worth it to start reading them and see the differences. The fact is, though, that there's a lot more differences than I was hoping for. And it's not an easy thing to read. Personally, I think that the anime were slightly better, but I know I'm going to get hate for saying that, and I just haven't gotten around to getting more of the volumes besides, obviously, the first ones. I do plan to actually collect all of them eventually, especially Assassination Classroom. I actually plan to get the entire collection eventually, but for now, just going to have to wait. Blue Exorcist, again, do want to get all of it, but need a little bit more time. Next up, Demon Slayer. Honestly, I love Demon Slayer. The anime, fantastic, and I absolutely do plan to get more of the manga. It's just a lot of these other series that you can see on my shelf are a lot more important to me at the current moment. Oh boy. Now, alongside Assassination Classroom and Blue Exorcist, I also got The Devil's a Part-Timer. Primarily because I love the anime, and it's one of the few anime that I actually own the Blu-ray for. The others being that of, I believe, Demon Slayer, Overlord, and My Hero Academia. I think that's it, but I could be wrong. There might be more. But yeah, Devil's a Part-Timer is absolutely one of the greatest anime that you will ever see. The only problem is that when I got the anime, I didn't actually realize that the anime was not the original, or the manga was not the original format. The original format was a light novel, and the light novel is probably closer. Both the anime and the manga are very different stories. They have a lot of similarities, obviously, but they are very different, and that threw me off at first. I do plan to get more, but Devil's a Part-Timer is actually one of the hardest manga to actually find in stores, which is really sad. I actually wanted to get the light novel for Volume 1 first before I actually restarted with the manga, but I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Next up, you see the frickin' Dr. Stones, and I have 13 of these. The reason for this is actually because of the fact that I actually got volume 9 and 10 for Christmas last year. So to combat this, I actually got the volumes before it that I didn't have yet, and I fell in love with reading it again. So I started reading like crazy, and now I'm ahead in the manga compared to the anime, and I do plan to actually get completely caught up with it before too long. You will also notice that the prequel, which also came out this week, is also there, and absolutely do plan to start reading that and seeing how that whole situation plays out. Honestly, I love Dr. Stone a lot. For those of you who are unaware, when I was very young, I actually wanted to be an inventor. And as such, the ideas of science have always been on my mind. Even though I get annoyed with people about, oh, evolution and this, that, and the other thing. Science has always been a part of my life. And honestly, seeing this series has brought so much joy to my life. And reading the manga also helps. So, yeah. Next up is obviously the Final Fantasy manga. And why do people not know about this manga? It's so good. I know that a lot of people are probably like, not really, that's not the other thing. I've actually had people tell me that they didn't like it because the main character feels a bit whiny after his sister died. No freaking duh. His sister just died. And he's obviously going to be sad about that. And yes, his goal right now is to find a way to revive his sister. But here's the thing. Unlike most protagonists in a lot of isekai anime, at least Shogo has so much character. And he's not really as much of a blank slate as many other characters are in the past. He has character depth. And I think that's the important thing to realize, is that Final Fantasy and Square in general are actually really good when it comes to character development. I mean, a lot of people may not like Sora or a lot of the specific main characters as much as other characters, but a lot of them have a lot of really good personality. Yes, obviously certain characters are specifically meant to be put in place of other characters, but there's a reason that people love Kingdom Hearts and love Final Fantasy, and it's because of the character development. And Shogo is no different. So I think he actually deserves to be up there with the rest of the Final Fantasy main protagonists. So yeah. You may also notice Fire Force. Don't worry about that. I actually haven't actually done much with that. I'm behind in both the manga and the anime, so oh, I have a lot. I have a lot of it, but the thing is that when I first saw it, I was like, oh, since it has so many volumes, it must be nearly done. Nope. I don't know when it's finishing. And that worries me a bit. Honestly, I really liked Soul Eater, and I got these around the time that Fire Force started up. So I thought, oh, it's Fire Force. It's not Demon Slayer, Soul Eater, but it's Fire Force instead. It's made by the same creators. Obviously, it must be good. No, I think Soul Eater is like 1,000 times better. I actually do plan to eventually get the Soul Eater mangas, but I don't know about that. Next up is Jujutsu Kaisen. Anime's better. That's just a fact. I know that people are gonna get pissed off at me, but yeah. Still, Jujutsu Kaisen. Read the first manga, wasn't too impressed. I think like I said, the anime is better. Next up is, of course, Kingdom Hearts. My soul. Oh, sorry. But Kingdom Hearts has always been a part of my life, so you kind of gotta expect me to read the manga and the light novels. And yes, I do actually plan to read every single manga and every single light novel. They're just a little bit challenging to get, as it is. Basically, your options are go to Amazon or go to a used bookstore, because no one wants to stock them for whatever reason. Like, I've gone to the Barnes & Noble near me multiple times, and the only one I've ever seen there is the light novel for Coded, which I can't find on friggin' Amazon. So that might be the next one to get, but I don't know. We'll see. But honestly, I love that Kingdom Hearts, with the Kingdom Hearts manga, they didn't just take the story of the games and repurpose it into a manga form. No, they add so much more character to each of the different people, and I honestly love it. Honestly, once I actually get all of the manga, I'm 100% doing a show it some love for them, because I honestly think that people should read the Kingdom Hearts manga because it's that good. Maybe to a certain degree you could say that some people might even say that it's better than the games, because from what I can see, the story is a lot more sound than it is in the games. And people get confused about Kingdom Hearts games, so let's just be honest. But the manga really does help, so I think that more people should read it. Next up, obviously, My Hero Academia. I've talked about it a shit ton. And yep, I have all 26. There's no more to talk about except for the fact that I've read everything. But yeah, next up, of course, is School Briefs, the light novel, which, can I just say, School Briefs light novel is freaking amazing. Like, honestly, I think I've mentioned this before, but let me just state it one more time. School Briefs is awesome. They add so much to the characters. It doesn't really focus much on Deku or really any of the main characters that we specifically know a lot about. Most of what we get to see are the less popular characters. Yes, we do get a little bit of Deku, but it's a lot less than, say, Tokoyami or Ida or Kirishima or freaking Shinso. He gets like an entire chapter to himself. We also get to see the teachers getting drunk, which is honestly, I love that chapter because you could just see all of them, and it's so sad now. I'm sorry, I'm emotional because of Midnight, and just, I'm sorry. For those of you who haven't actually caught up with the manga for My Hero Academia, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm not crying, you're crying. But yeah. After that, you can probably see 2 of the Smashes, which I do have to say, I don't like Smash. I've read both volumes, but honestly, they're not that interesting. Honestly, I think that My Heroine Academia, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. But basically, there is another chapter thing. If you actually look in certain volumes, you'll find it. Tag team missions, I'll get to that in a little bit. That actually has a little bit of My Heroine Academia. And basically, those are 1,000 times better. They're literally the same type of stories as what's in Smash, but they're 1,000 times better. Smash is honestly kind of juvenile, so I don't know. It's kind of shit. But yeah, Smash, don't like it. I could definitely go for much better. But next up you see Tag Team Missions, which is the latest volume that I just got, and I'm really excited to read it. This is a manga, which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting it to be a light novel again, which, yeah, that's interesting. I did read a little bit of the intro and stuff, and things do look really interesting, to say the least. I do 100% plan to actually read the shit out of it, so yeah. And look forward to seeing a review of that. Obviously, next is Vigilantes. I already talked about it. You know how much I love it. You know how much everyone loves it. Seriously, go read frickin' Vigilantes if you haven't yet. And now we're on to the last shelf. First off is Noragami. 100% do plan to read more of it. Currently, I've only got the first volume, and 100%, like I said, I am absolutely reading the next few volumes. I just haven't gotten around to actually buying them yet. But 100%, Noragami is one of the best action comedy things I've ever read, and has so much cool lore and cultural aspects. I love it. I'm sorry. I'm really excited about reading more Noragami. I've talked about Noragami in the past, and I've talked about how it needs some more love, and how there needs to be more seasons. Why are there no more seasons? Please, bring us more Noragami. I want to read them. And I want to watch it. Next up, you can obviously see Promised Neverland. Everyone knows my opinion on Promised Neverland. Read the manga. Don't watch the anime. Anime sucks, especially Season 2. Watch Season 1, that's fine to get into the show, but then go over to the manga and read all of it, and skip over Season 2. Everyone knows, everyone agrees at this point, if you've read the manga, you skip over the anime, and you never talk about it again. I am forced to watch it because I actually wanted to do a review of this whole thing, and I'm still not catching up because it's really painful to watch. Why'd they skip over Goldie Pond, one of the best arcs in manga history? They skip over it, and it pisses me off. It pisses a lot of people off that Goldie Pond is nowhere to be seen in the anime. What the frell? And also, all of the characters. Like, seriously, there are so many characters that they just cut for no reason, and it makes no sense. After that, you may notice Restaurant to Another World, which I have to say, Restaurant to Another World is amazing? I don't know if that's the right word. The thing is, I haven't read it. You may notice that it's popping out again, and you know what that means. That means that I haven't read it. And it's true, I have not read Restaurant to Another World. I watched the anime. But honestly, I love the anime. It's honestly one of the best animes that I've ever seen. It's not really a slice of life per se, but it's not a shonen series. It's just people. And I love that. It's people, but with a fantasy aspect. And like I said, that is interesting. I'm sorry about this. Sorry. Had to move the mic up. But anyways, like I said, freaking Restaurant to Another World. One of the main aspects of this manga is, or this light novel, I should say, is that people go to this restaurant just because of the fact that it has really good food. And everyone's going to it. People that are considered evil, like people who are at war with each other, are going to this restaurant at the same time, seeing each other, almost getting into fights, but then they just sit down and have a freaking meal together. Honestly, my mind immediately jumps to the thought that 100% there are wars that are prevented because of this restaurant. 100% absolutely believe that someone is finding this restaurant and meeting up with someone that they are at war with, and they stop the war because they were able to sit down, have a nice meal together, and it stopped the war. That is my own headcanon, and I love it. The series does have some really cool moments and stuff like that, but the primary aspect is just these are people having meals together at a restaurant that only shows up every now and again, and I love it. I'm sorry, just really had to make mention of that. It's honestly awesome. Next up is, of course, oh my gosh, Rising of the Shield Hero. Still absolutely love this, and I plan to get all of the manga and all of the light novels, and continue to watch the anime when Season 2 finally comes out. Please give us Season 2. I absolutely adore Rising of the Shield Hero, and honestly, you'd be surprised how many people I know it's mostly guys who enjoy it, but it's honestly amazing. It is honestly one of the best manga that has, or manga, anime, light novel, anything that has ever been created, and it deserves more attention than it's gotten. I know it got a lot of attention and bad press, but honestly, I think a lot of fans still absolutely love this series and plan to read more of it as it continues. And next, Sir Vamp, you know about it. I've talked about it multiple times. Go watch the videos about it because I freaking love this show. Like I said, I love Sir Vamp. I know that I've only got 2 volumes of it right now, but honestly, Sir Vamp is amazing. The concept of vampires are not actually evil, but instead are basically slaves to whatever human they decide to be a slave to, is honestly just so interesting. There are multiple aspects to it, and I really want to talk more about it in the future, but I love these guys. All of the different characters are so interesting, and Kuro is a mood. We all know that we are all Kuro. So, for those of you who don't know who I'm talking about, that's basically the cat. We're all him. It's just a fact. We're all sloth. Oh, it's fun. Next up, Seven Deadly Sins. We already know. I love Seven Deadly Sins. I've talked about the anime, blah, blah, blah. Everyone loves it. I do plan to read more manga, but like I said, I'm just behind on it. More than likely, I'll finish the anime before I finish the manga, which is sad, but yeah. Next up is Snow White with the red hair. Greatest love story ever, except for Whisper of the Heart. That is not a joke. That the relationship within Snow White with the red hair feels so real. These two people who just happen to meet. One of them, sure, he saves her. Big deal. That is not what brings them together. What brings them together is working together and a slow and steady falling in love with each other. And it is honestly so heartwarming. I love this. I know it's a shoujo and I'm not supposed to like it, but I love it. It is 100% my top love story manga ever. And the anime, it's also really good. Where's season 3? And obviously, I'm looking forward to reading the rest of the manga as I get to it. And 100% if they ever make an season 3, I am watching it, and I'm probably watching it with the nerds. As in, Joker in Nerd Chat has just finished it and has started begging me where's the next season. And I'm just like, I don't know. I want it to, but it's not coming, probably. We need to read the manga. Oh, yeah. Next up is, of course, oh, that time I got reincarnated as a slime. It's good. That's it. That's honestly all I have to say. I absolutely do plan to read more of it, but I honestly don't know if I'll ever get past where I am in the anime, because I just love the anime so much, and getting manga is a little bit more expensive than watching the anime. I'm sorry. And like I said, there are other manga that are more important to me. Obviously, there's Promised Neverland, which thank goodness it's almost over, because that was a serious money sinkhole. But there's also all of the My Hero stuff. Like, literally everything but Smash, I get the day it comes out. So, yeah. But absolutely, Slime Reincarnation. Do read it. Do watch it. I love it. And I do actually plan to do videos on it at some point, but maybe I'll do a video once the season ends, and then I'll talk about the entire season. I don't know. We'll see. Finally, there is Witch Hat Atelier, which I have made a shit ton of videos for. There is no need to tell you guys how much I love this manga, and how much I am a strong proponent of there being an anime adaptation, and a strong, strong begging to please let me be either Kifrey or Rugio. Either one would be so cool. And then also there's Wolf Children, but Wolf Children's an anime is a movie, so does it count? Oh, yeah, that one's weird. But yeah, that is my manga collection. And the reason that I chose to make this video is because of how much I absolutely love the manga. And now that all of my shelves, literally every single bookshelf that I own, is full, I felt like now is the time to actually make this video. Like, you can obviously see on my bookshelf those 3 books, or those 3 shelves. No, below that is actual books, most of which I don't read. Most of them are not mine. Over here, on my actual desk, I have a whole bunch of just regular books. I have D&D. Plan to get a whole bunch of other tabletop games there as well. But then I have Artemis Fowl, my Bibles, my favorite freaking Choose the Adventure book, Earthsea, Harry Potter, Little House on the Prairie series, all of my different game guides, Magical School Bus, and all those things. I don't know why I still have them, but I do, so they're staying there. Minecraft, and also Spiderwick Chronicles, and a book that I haven't read. And then behind me, I know you guys can't see it, but I have another desk over there, and it is also full, mostly of the freaking series of unfortunate events, but there's also the City of Ember series and a few other books over there. So needless to say, I need more space for manga and books. And that's not even mentioning there's actually another bookshelf right here that holds all of my video games, and that's also full. That's actually overflowing with video games. So yeah, I need more bookshelves, to say the least. But yeah, don't worry, before too long, you guys will be getting your actual serious reviews of each of the different volumes that I've talked about today that I specifically want to make. Cough, cough, the 2 My Hero Academia stuff. Look forward to those coming soon. But I will also be doing one for the Dr. Stone reboot. That is for or Dr. Stone spin-off, whatever you want to call it. I do expect that. I'm forgetting what other thing, because I do actually plan to do something else, but I forgot which one it was. Tag team missions, already talked about that. Oh, and then obviously expect the 2 Final Fantasies. Yeah, those are all of them, I think. So, yeah. Do I plan to actually do some more stuff? Yes, but I'm not going to tell you what. And, yeah. Obviously, don't have that big of a manga collection compared to other people. But for me, this is a lot. And I hope to get more manga and continue to share my love of manga and anime with all of you guys in the coming years. But anyways, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I know it was a bit rambly and a bit long, but I do still hope that you guys all enjoyed it. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new, or even if you're not new, and look forward to see all of the other content that's coming out soon. Please subscribe and ring that notification bell, like I said. Of course, leave your thoughts and theories down in the comments below. If you are going to leave a theory, make sure to say theory review somewhere in your comment. And of course, if you do want to support the channel even more, then definitely head down to the description and check out all of our links down there, including our social medias and ways you can support us financially, and the other channels, and so on and so forth. And I'm sorry that the camera cut out, but anyways, guys, I have been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys next time. But on!